are back once again. It's your boy DJ Yo Chill. I'm here with none other than Big Vinci. How you doing today, my
You
boy?
know that. I'm cooling, brother. I'm cooling. I can't complain, bro.
Say
It's a
less.
beautiful weekend. Had a
Say
little rain,
less.
but it's a good
Mm-hmm.
day.
All right, cool. So, seeing as though this is your first interview,
hmm
I just want to make sure we tap in all aspects when it comes to you. So I'm gonna start off with what inspired you to start rapping?
For me personally, it was kind of like a family thing. I had older cousins that rap, make music, make beats. So growing up, I kind of just used to be at family functions or go to my people's crib. I would see them rapping, see them niggas in the crib making music. They had the whole studio set up in the crib, all of that. So a lot of times I would just, be at my aunt's crib cooling, try to chill with my cousins and shit. The niggas is in there rapping, making song after song, beat after beat. Just, going through the whole process. So for me, music was always in my blood, I feel like, but I was born into like a sports family too. So I kind of had to change lanes. You know what I'm saying? I started out hooping and then I kind of gave that shit up. I'm gonna fuck with the music.
So it's safe to say that family had a big impact.
Definitely. They the reason I do it. They definitely the reason I do that shit. Um, I had a couple cousins that had their own like, music group. And then I had, just a scattered couple cousins that made music. My brother used to make beats. He was a music nut all day listening to music. So if I wasn't hooping, there was a lot of music shit going on around me.
So did you grow up in Boston?
Yeah. Grew up in Roxbury, moved to Dorchester. Had stints everywhere though, all through the city.
How has growing up in Boston shaped your music and career?
Well, growing up in Boston, it shaped my music because I feel like in Boston, it's like Boston's one of them places where if the people don't really know like you really do what you rap about, you really live what you rap about, and your lifestyle that you rap about is really who you are, then it's hard. Like it's real hard. So automatically for me, it was like if I ain't see it with my own two eyes or do it myself, I ain't really talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And that went into a lot of my process. Like everything for me got to be authentic. I can't have nobody look at my shit and be like, yeah, he's like telling another person's story or living his life through somebody else. That ain't for me. So my shit always had to be authentic. It always had to be who I am. And if you listen to my music and you really know me, you know that.
Nice. So who were your influences growing up? Like who were you listening to?
Industry wise, I'd probably say growing up, I listened to like, I mean, it was a mix for me. I had family members that would play like a lot of old school shit, Temptation shit like that. I would listen to that. Then I had, like my brother, he would play like a lot of Wu Tang and shit like that. So for me, my musical box was kind of big. But then once I got to that age where I was picking like the shit I wanted to listen to, I listened to a lot of Wayne, a lot of Jewels, a lot of Cass, a lot of 50.
Okay.
That's really it.
So how was it when you made your first song? Can you describe that feeling? Where were you at? How it came about?
First actual song I made, I was in my room. I was like 16. And I had sat on my phone and kind of was trying to figure out like the proper structure for a song. And I realized you had to like make a chorus, then you had to make your verses, and that's when I realized like I didn't know how to count like bars and shit like that. But I was probably I was like 16. I was in my room. I put on a beat. I'm trying to remember what beat it was now. I forgot what beat it was though, but I had wrote my own little remix to it. I was 16 in my room. I lived in Dorchester, nigga. Then I really was like off and on with the music, and then probably I say like 17, I recorded my first real song. Like in the studio, I went to my man. Well, it wasn't like a professional studio. I went to my man's crib. He had this whole studio set up in his basement. And that was the first time I recorded a song. I was 17. Um, that's when I realized it was a lot more work than I thought.
That's dope. It's funny you said that because the next thing I was gonna ask you was, what were some challenges that you faced creating this first song, or just even entering music as an artist?
For me, challenges like realizing that writing something or going through the creative process and like the difference between like saying it in your head and then actually saying it in the mic and having to project your voice and make sure you're saying things clear.
Right.
That was probably the biggest adjustment for me because I would say things in my head and it would sound so smooth, but then when I say it out loud and I have to project it, realizing I'm running out of breath a lot faster, trying to be able to say my lyrics and not make it sound like I'm reading. I used to get that a lot. You sound like you're reading, bro. You sound like you're reading. So those was probably my biggest challenges in the beginning. Really just trying to figure out my sound and how to flow without, like I said, making it sound like I'm reading, running out of breath. I just wanted this
Right.
shit to be flawless for me. And that was
Makes
probably
sense.
my biggest challenge in the beginning.
Makes sense. So, when it comes to your creative process, describe what that's like.
For me, it's all about the energy. Um, I'm really like a spark of the moment. Unless I like schedule it, I'm a spark of the moment kind of guy. Like I could just random day just put on some beats and go through beats and pick beats I like. And sometimes I'll pick a beat and won't do nothing with it for months. I'm a vibe kind of person. Like it's all about the energy that's around me. I might be in a party or be with some of the guys or just be out by myself sometimes and hear the right beat or see the right thing. And now I'm thinking about bars and I'm thinking about lines. And so it really, for me, it's all in the moment. It all depends on where I'm at, what's going on around me. Unless I got a studio session and I'm in there, in that creative process, then it's more going through beats and trying to create a vibe. But
Right.
that's really how I kind of operate.
And that's good because it leads right into the follow up question I had right after that. Do you have a favorite place or setting that you feel most inspired to create? Like, where do you feel the most driven when it comes to writing your music? You know, some people, they like to be in the car with the music on, blasting. They like writing like that. Some people like to go to the studio.
I like to be in like my personal space. Like for me, I make the best music when I'm just in my own, like in my room at the crib, and I hear that right beat, and I got the right mindset to really focus and lock in on it. I feel like that's when I come up with my best. But then I feel like also at times some of my best creative work also comes from like moments in the studio where I'll rap something and it's like a song or something I've created and I go through that process and certain people that are around me will hear it and give suggestions. One thing I learned is you gotta always be open to suggestions, whether you take them or not. So I feel like depending again, it's all about the situation for me. But if I'm just at the crib cooling, I think that's when I'm gonna come up with. I'll probably have the most creative ideas at that moment. But the process for me when I actually go to record, I like to have certain people around for opinions and things like that. But
Right.
for me, the best creative process, I'm at the crib by myself, zone thing.
How do you feel about collaborating with artists? And also, are there any artists that you hope to collaborate with?
Um, for me, I'm open to collaborate with people. I just like collaborating with people that are like me, man. I just like collaborating with people that are authentic. I don't want to reach out to you or you reach out to me and I have this image of you based off of your music or like, the videos and things that you put out. and the image that you put out for yourself, and then I get with you and we link up and we go through the creative process and I see that you're not even that person. That's probably it. So that's probably the only thing that would turn me off from doing music with anybody. I'm very open. Um, I like who I like, and I don't like who I don't like. It's no personal shade, but like for me, I'm open to create with anybody, especially if you're from my city.
So, so when it comes to your music, what message do you aim to convey to the people? Like when people hear your music, what do you hope they get from your music? What's the message that they should receive?
What's the message you should receive when you listen to my music? Never settle. Um, Life's only gonna go as far as you take it.